Hello students. The next reason for which the contract will be discharged due to supervening impossibility is non-existence or non-occurring of a particular state of things. That means whenever a contract is entered into, there is some reason for which. If the reason for which the contract is entered into, if that reason is not in existence, or that something for which the contract is entered into, it is not going to occur or it is not going to happen, in this case, the contract will be discharged. Discharge of contract due to non-existence or non-occurring of particular state of things. So where a state of things which was the basis of the contract. So reason for entering into contract was a particular state of things. If that state of things itself ceases to exist, if it is not in existence, the contract will be discharged. So a particular occasion for which the contract is entered into, a particular reason, if that reason is not in existence, the contract will also be discharged. It will also come to an end. There is a case law on this point, Krell versus Henry. So in this case, there was a contract to hire a flat. One person entered into contract to hire a flat. For what? What is the purpose of hiring a flat? He wanted to view the coronation procession of the king. So where the flat was situated, from that point, a procession was going to pass. There was a coronation procession of the king. King was being coronated, and from that place, there was a procession which was going to pass. To view that procession, one person agreed to take a flat on rent. But the procession itself was cancelled due to illness of the king. Now, the particular state of things. What is a particular state of thing? To view the coronation procession of the king. So this was the basis of the contract. Now it has ceased to exist because of the illness of the king. That procession, coronation, everything has been cancelled. Now because of that, even the contract will be cancelled. Contract will also be discharged. So because of non-existence or non-occurring of that coronation procession or coronation ceremony of the king, it was a particular state of thing. Because of non-occurring of that thing, the contract which was the basis of that procession, that function, that contract also will be discharged. It will also come to an end. Next point for which the contract will come to an end is declaration of war. When the contract was entered into before the commencement of the war, so contract is entered into, say for example, between a person who is in India and a person who is in Pakistan. When the contract is entered into, it was possible of performance. But afterwards and before the date of performance, there is a war which is declared between these two states, these two countries. So because of declaration of the war, that contract becomes impossible of performance. So during that period, the contract will be suspended. A contract entered into before the commencement of war remains suspended during the war. So during the war, it is impossible of performance. The person cannot perform his part of contract during the war. Say for example, one person agreed to supply 100 bags of cotton to a person who is in Pakistan. Today it was entered into. The date of performance is 1st of August. But before 1st of August comes in, before 1st of August, there was a declaration of war between these two countries. Is it possible to perform the contract for a person to send the bags, rice bags or cotton bags as per the terms of the contract? No. So during the war period, the contract will be suspended. It cannot be performed. Such contract may be revived and enforced at the end of the war. After the war comes to an end, that contract can be revived or it can be enforced. But such contract will be void if it is helping enemy. If that contract is regarding certain thing which will be considered as helping the enemy during the war, then such contract will be totally void, not enforceable even after the war also. Say for example, there is a contract between a person in two countries and the person has agreed to sell some guns, arms, ammunitions, etc. In that case, such contract will be void, not enforceable at all because it is considered as helping the enemy during the war. So these are the reasons for which the contract may be discharged, may come to an end due to supervening impossibility. Now, the last way how the contract will be discharged will come to an end is discharge of contract by lapse of time. So this is the main point which we are discussing regarding the discharge of contract. This is the sixth point. So a contract is discharged. Contract will come to an end by lapse of time. By passing of certain amount of time, the contract will be discharged. How? If a contract is not performed and no legal action is taken by the promisee within the period of limitation, he is deprived of his remedy at law. The contract is terminated in such case. That means what? If the contract is not performed, so there is a contract which is entered into between two parties. Promisor has agreed to do something for the promisee. Promisor has not done in as per the terms of contract. Promisor was, say for example, A is a promisor. He agreed to sell or deliver 100 bags of rice to B. So A is a promisor. He has given a promise. He does not perform his part of contract as per the promise on a decided day. Now B promisee. What is the remedy for B? B has to take a legal action against him. He has to file a case in the court of law against A. He has to do something for his right or for his right to get the 100 bags of rice. B has not taken any legal action within a particular period of time. Then in that case, he is deprived of his remedy. He will not get any remedy in the court of law. So whenever our rights are violated by someone else, the law gives a certain time period within which we have to take an action. If we do not take any action within that period, then we will lose that right to take an action. We will lose that right totally. So in this case, the contract will be terminated when the promisee has not taken any action against the promisor for non-performance of his promise within the period of limitation. Period of limitation means there is a law of limitation which prescribes certain time limit for taking action. So whenever there is any encroachment on your land, you have to take an action within a period of 7 years. Whenever a person does not perform his part of contract, you have to take an action within 1 year. So such period of limitation has been prescribed by law. And if the person does not take an action within that period, in this case, he will lose that right and the contract will come to an end. So what is period of limitation? Example of it is the period of limitation to file a money suit is 3 years. So whenever a person has given a loan to someone else and that person has to return that loan, if that person does not return the loan from the date of non-performance, within 3 years he has to take an action, he has to take action against him, he has to file a case against him. But if that person does not take any action within those 3 years, then the creditor will fails to file a suit, then he loses his right to ask for the repayment of the loan, and in that case the debtor will be discharged. He will be freed from his obligation to repay the loan. That loan becomes time barred loan. So when a person has taken a loan, creditor has given a loan to the debtor. Debtor says that he is not going to repay the loan. From that date, when the debtor has refused to repay the loan, from that date within 3 years, creditor has to take an action against debtor. If he fails to take any action, he will lose his right to ask for the repayment of the loan as the debtor. So here we have completed one subunit of second unit, that is discharge of contract. Thank you.